lay down. Okay. Hi guys. This is attempt number 2, maybe gonna be 3 or 4, to record my 29/30 week update. So I filmed this actually yesterday, and we got a new camera. So I did not know what I was doing, and all of the footage is now trapped in a file format that I can't send to myself, which just makes the editing and everything else a little bit harder. So, long intro short, this is my 29 to 30 week update, and I'm just gonna get into it. So, I actually have some notes here from my last doctor's appointment, which was on Friday. Today I am 30 weeks and 3 days. So it's gonna be kind of a combined video, but I'm gonna go over like what happened in my 29th week and everything leading up to now. I still have the rib pain that I've been having kind of the whole pregnancy, on and off. It's some days it's better, some days it's not, and it's just one of those things. I've had a really bad cough for a couple of days, actually like 2 weeks now, and that was what led up to my eardrum rupturing, which if you haven't seen that, it is in another video that I'll link in the description box below if you'd like to go see like what happened with my eardrum rupturing. My throat has hurt for weeks now, and Jason was pretty upset with me because I developed a really bad cough, which was making my ribs hurt more. Like sometimes when you are on the way to recovery, it gets really bad first and then it gets better. So that's kind of what was going on, and now my throat feels a lot better. I think it's just in Virginia, the weather's been up and down so much that I think that's what's been going on mainly. But yeah, that started to feel better. April 24th, so yeah, exactly a week from today, I went to lay down for bed that night with Jason, and my entire stomach started hurting so bad, and it wrapped all the way around to my back, and it was unbearable. Like I could not lay down. I tried laying down my left side, that was worse, and even sitting down in certain positions was bad, so I wound up having to kind of hunch over or sit in like a squatted position. But anyways, luckily the pain was constant, which normally you wouldn't imagine saying luckily for that, but that just hinted to my doctor that was not a cause for concern for preterm labor, that it was more likely a gastrointestinal issue versus a preterm labor issue. So that was definitely good news for us that we didn't have to rush to labor and delivery. It was like 11 o'clock, I think it was 10:30 at night when it started, and I called my doctor at 11:15-ish after it had been persistent for quite some time. Yeah, Jason actually ran me a hot bath, and while I was in the bath I called my doctor, and she said to do cat-cow poses, which are yoga poses that are supposed to help with gastrointestinal issues, and also to take Tylenol. So first thing I did when I got off the phone was I took some Tylenol, relaxed in the bath for a couple more minutes, and then started doing cat-cow poses for about 20 minutes until the pain had decreased enough to where I felt comfortable laying down and going to sleep. That was good because if it had been persistent for longer, I would have had to have gone to labor and delivery, and I just didn't even want to get dressed. So that definitely was not what I wanted to do. And so when I woke up the next morning, everything was fine and I felt good, and so that just hinted to my doctor that it was probably just some gastrointestinal issue and that there were no further causes for concern. So if anyone has anything like that, that's what my doctor said. And if you guys know, like if you've had that and your doctor found out what it was, definitely let me know, because I'm still wondering what could have caused that pain and hoping that it doesn't happen again. So another thing, at my appointment on Friday, they told me that my glucose screen test results were good, which I had already called in to find out, but just in case you guys haven't seen any of the other videos. So the glucose test results were good, and working out still fine. Another symptom that I've been having is like right on my right side, there's like this little circle that will get like contract at random times. Like it doesn't feel like a kick, it feels like an isolated contraction, which is really weird. So I talked to them about that. They said that it might just be some Braxton Hicks acting up. Also, just overall, I have been feeling my belly get harder more frequently, which is just what I'm guessing is the signs that I'm officially in my 3rd trimester. So it's totally normal for you to start experiencing contraction-like behavior, or just your body getting ready for labor. So that's what I'm putting as the cause for it. Let's see. So 2 other things that I really wanted to talk about. Kick counting. I didn't know that as you get farther along, I'm so used to him being so active that from the beginning of our very first ultrasound, when he was just a little peanut, he was dancing around and going crazy. One thing that I didn't know going into my 3rd trimester is that once the baby starts getting bigger, they start having a different kind of movement, more of a like stretching movement than a like quick movement. So instead of feeling like little kicks and jabs that I'm used to, I've been feeling like more sluggish movement, which to me I was concerned because I've never been through this before. So the doctor reassured me that as you get farther along, the movements change. So that's why it's like slower, is because he has less movement, not less movement, but less room to move. So the reason why it feels like his movement has decreased, it's more that the impact of them have decreased. Like it used to be more painful, so I knew like when he kicked me, I was like, oh my god, that hurt. Where like now he like, I feel him kind of like just pushing more so than like kicking. But in the What to Expect book, it tells you that this far along you should be doing kick counts twice a day, once in the morning, once at night, and counting for 10 kicks within an hour. And the first doctor that I brought up this whole movement issue with, she told me that I should do kick counting after dinner and count 5 kicks within an hour. Then when I went to my appointment on Friday, I had a new doctor, and she told me that I should do 1 kick count at any time of the day and count for 4 kicks within an hour. So I'm not sure if it's just because I haven't had any high risk issues. I haven't had any severe issues at all in this pregnancy, so I'm sure it's just not a cause for concern. But yeah, it's been kind of all over the place with the instructions, but every morning I feel him going crazy, and so that just reassures me that everything's okay. And he easily does 4 movements within an hour, so yeah, I'm not too concerned about it. Another thing was, I'm not sure how many of you are reading the description box below, but most weeks I'll add in like some questions that I might not have remembered to ask during the video. And so I was checking with you guys on if anyone had experienced any diastasis recti issues, and just kind of like, I guess, something to calm my nerves. I have always been a fairly active person, so I was actually in the worst shape I've probably been in my life before I got pregnant. And so when I found out about diastasis recti, which is the separation of the abdominal muscles, I didn't even know that was a thing. So once I found out, of course, it's just something that's been in the back of my mind, because dealing with weight issues is always something that women go through, and it's something that I didn't want to necessarily go in blindly from this pregnancy. That if that is a possibility, I want to be prepared for it and just kind of understand it better and what I can do to make it better. So my doctor kind of said that everyone gets it to some degree. That's why you typically have a little bit of a pouch, she said, afterwards. But it's something that you can certainly work on, and that reassured me. But also, if any of you guys have had any experience with diastasis recti, definitely let me know, because it's just something that I've been a little worried about. Not that there's any reason to, just because that's how I work. But last thing I wanted to touch on before the belly shot is that this weekend Jason and I are traveling back to Chesapeake for our baby shower. We're doing it a little bit early because we have to drive 3 to 4 hours back to Chesapeake, and I personally didn't know if I would want to do that the farther along I get. So right now I'm feeling pretty good, and I'm glad that I chose right now to be the time, because it just seems like it is coming so quickly, and how I'm feeling is so up in the air nowadays that I'm just glad that we're gonna go ahead and do it while I'm still walking around and feeling pretty good. And yeah, I just didn't want to be traveling that far so close to the due date. We are really excited for this weekend for the baby shower, and very, very excited to go visit the beach, and we're planning on filming everything. So if you are not subscribed, I would highly recommend to press the subscribe button and hit the bell notification, because you will not want to miss all the craziness that's happening this weekend. We're really excited to have this new camera to document the milestones to come, and yeah, we're just really excited to see all the people that we love and just share this moment with them. As per usual, I will go ahead and do a bump shot. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please let us know what you'd like to see in the future, and we can't wait to see you guys in another one. Alright, bye.